I can't leave a bakery without grabbing one of these. Normally they've got the dirty old frankfurter sitting in it. I've picked up some delicious little breakfast sausage for this, and it's like a beautiful, like sweet, soft and fluffy bread roll. We've topped it with the relish, the cheese. These are one of my all-time favorite bakery snacks. Cool, so first thing we need to do is we need to get our dough on. So we're gonna start with our warm water. And we're just gonna pop that into the bottom of our mixer, and we're gonna add our yeast. You just sort of wanna like stir that up to give it a bit of a dissolve so you don't get lumps. Next up, you can chuck everything else in. So everything apart from the butter's going in. We're gonna put our flour, our milk powder, salt, and 1 egg. And we're gonna set that up just on a medium speed for 10 minutes. Cool, so what you're looking for after 10 minutes is you want the bowl to be clean. So you can sort of see that the dough's just rolling around on the inside and all of that shaggy dough has gone away from the outside. So at this stage you can start adding your butter. It's gotta be room temp. You wanna be able to give it a little bit of a squash and just drop it in sort of mostly bit by bit. And you wanna wait for all of that to emulsify into the dough. Once all that butter's emulsified, you can undo it. And we got this beautiful, see how silky smooth, and it's like not sticking to your fingers. If it's sticking to your fingers, it's not been kneaded enough. So we'll sort of scoop it all off that dough hook, take your dough, nothing too fancy, and you kind of just want to make like a firm ball, just like that. We're going to wrap it in Glad wrap, and we're going to leave it in a warm space for at least an hour so that it doubles in size. Cool. All right, so our dough has doubled in size, and we've got this beautiful looking ball of bread. So we're going to portion it up now into our balls for our sausages. So we're going to give the bench a little bit of a Billy Bowden across the top and bottom. So we're going to portion this into 50-gram balls, plus or minus like 3 or 4 grams. There's no big deal for this. There should be a little bit of leeway for it. The dough's really good. You can see it's all nice and like smooth and like not sticky. And then you want to sort of make long sausages out of this. It's a bit fiddly once you get it around the sausage anyway, so don't stress too much about this step. So we've got our breakfast sausages here that I picked up from the butcher this morning. They're nice and sort of long and skinny, so it means that when the bread cooks, they'll be cooked through. The other option is you can use like a frankfurter. That's what they do in normal bakeries, but I wanted something a little bit better. And you sort of take your bread, so you want to wrap the bread around nice and tight, but not too tight. You want to make sure that there's enough room. I don't mind a bit of sausage sticking out the end. You can sort of reshape these as you go to make it a bit easier for yourself. We're just going to start at one end, twist it all the way down. When you're putting it on the tray, you do want to try and make sure that the ends are underneath, just so it doesn't squirt back open. So yeah, we're going to prove these for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to cover them. I've got some tomato relish. We're going to cover them in some tomato relish and some cheese and bake them off so they're all golden and delicious. So I'm going to wrap these up and I'm going to prove them for 45 minutes, and then we'll get them in the oven. Cool, these are looking a little bit marginal now, but it's time to get them in the oven. We're going to get our egg wash going on, and we're going to top it with some tomato relish and some cheese. So you can be quite generous with this. The idea is that the bread's going to grow and fill those gaps as it cooks, and the relish will soak down into it. Do your best with the relish. If you put on too much, it will burn. So you just want to do like a light line down the middle. And then you got your cheese. Don't be shy, more is more. Sweet, slide these in the oven until they're golden brown. It should be about 14-15 minutes, and then they'll be good to go. How good do these look? I can't leave a bakery without grabbing one of these. Normally they've got the dirty old frankfurter sitting in it. I've picked up some delicious little breakfast sausage for this, and it's like a beautiful, like sweet, soft and fluffy bread roll. We've topped it with the relish, the cheese. These are one of my all-time favorite bakery snacks. It's off the chain. It's so good. Sweetness and fluffiness of the white bread with the relish and the sausage, the super juicy, like delicious breakfast sausage. Look at all that beautiful fluffy bread. Yum.